What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Turnbuckle Times 10 Count. This is the Smackdown edition. Once again, we appreciate you guys all for supporting the little videos that we're doing, the 10 counts, and as well as supporting our live show every week. I kind of do the WWE sides. Of course, Steven does the AEW side. So tonight, I'm going to talk about what happened on Smackdown on, obviously, August 27th. But before I do that, please go subscribe, share, review, whether you're watching this on YouTube, listening to it on Apple, Spotify, wherever you guys get podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, smash the subscribe button for me if you haven't already, and give it a thumbs up, give us a comment. Steven and I love them. We try to respond to every single comment that you guys send in to us. So please give us that subscribe and like, and as well on the Apple or Spotify, wherever you get them. So with that being said, we're going to kick this off. I got this, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We kind of trying to keep that theme going. I'm going to start with the ugly. For me, the ugly was the whole thing with Baron Corbin. Now, all right. So Corbin was on this major losing streak. You know, he bankrupt, lost his wife, lost his cars, almost went foreclosure or did go into foreclosure. Who the hell knows? But that whole stint of a month or two of him going through that. So, you know, SummerSlam was in Vegas. He obviously supposedly wins a lot of money. And now he's rich all of a sudden. So he comes out, does his little promo. Got the red carpet laid out for him. And of course, insert Big E. Now, I don't know what the hell they're doing with Big E because he doesn't wrestle much anymore. He holds the money in the bank. I don't know what kind of plan they have for him. We'll get to that towards the end of the 10 count here. But that whole thing for me was just dumb. I didn't like it. Some people might have liked it, but I just didn't. This was probably the worst, honestly. Probably one of the worst Smackdowns I've seen in a while. And it wasn't horrible. It's just one of the not better ones for me. But yeah, the whole Baron Corbin thing, I guess they're working an angle with him now that he's happy Corbin. So we'll see where that goes. Just wasn't real interesting for me. I'm not going to say this was ugly. I'm just going to say it was bad. Was the Rick Boogs Shinsuke tag match against Rude and Ziggler. Now, it might have not been bad. It wasn't good for me. There wasn't much good for me, except for one thing. But I'll give it. It is okay. The match was kind of back and forth. I'm going to say something. Rick Boogs is actually a pretty decent wrestler. You know, Shinsuke, the king of strong style, not real technical, lots of punches and kicks. But Rick Boogs is actually pretty good. He's entertaining as well. But that match was kind of back and forth. And obviously, Rick Boogs getting the win for him. I want to point out, too, about Dolph Ziggler, how I'm not going to say he's been underutilized in his career, but that dude can sell with the best of them. Really technical. Obviously, went to Kent State and was, I think he's retired in the Hall. They retired him into the Hall of Fame, or inducted him into the Hall of Fame up there for collegiate amateur wrestling. But Ziggler didn't get enough credit for what he does. I think Rude's a great wrestler. The match was just okay for me. It wasn't great. But Rick Boogs kind of stole that for me with his mannerisms, his charisma, and actually surprised me with his technical wrestling in that. Had another match in there, Dominic and Sami Zayn. Kind of saw before that. Dominic didn't know who his opponent was going to be. And it ended up obviously being Sami Zayn. Also, before that match, Ray kind of said he booked that match and was kind of giving the reins to him to kind of go solo. Obviously, Ray couldn't stay away. Had to come down there. But the kicker in this match to me was at the end of the match, Dominic lost to Sami Zayn, got a Helluva kick, and got pinned. But after that match, Dominic seemed to be a little mad. And I don't know if he's mad at his dad or just mad that he lost, but whatever angle they're trying to play there. It seems like they're going to try to feud, and I think me and Steven have talked about this before. I don't think Ray wants to do that. I don't think he wants to have a feud with his son. I know I wouldn't. I don't think that they're going to go down that rabbit hole, but they might. Vince does what Vince wants to do, and that's what's going to happen. So I thought Dominic did pretty good in that match. Sami Zayn, another good talent there, kind of underutilized for me. But match was pretty good for me. The Cesaro and Gable match lasted 5 minutes before Otis gets involved. Look, I love Otis and what he's doing. I love Cesaro too, by the way, but I love Otis, how they're making him into this just destructive human being. I think it's great. I'm not 100% sold on the Alpha Academy. Well, I'm not sold on Chad Gable. Chad Gable's a great wrestler, great Olympian. I don't know what it is about that tandem that I don't like. Maybe it's going to end at some point, in the near future with that, but I don't see it right now. They have to prove more. They don't wrestle in long matches, and most of the time it's Otis breaking things up on a DQ. So I got to see more from that before I can really start to like that. We got a couple of things left in this show that I thought were good. So obviously the show, I saved these for last. The show opened with Becky Lynch coming out. Obviously she won the Smackdown Women's Championship at SummerSlam in a 25-second match, squash of Bianca Belair. I hated it. I thought, at SummerSlam, Bianca should have just squashed Charlotte, then brought Becky out, kind of set up a feud with them. Turns out that didn't happen. So insert a fatal four-way, Carmella came out, Zelina Vega came out, gave a little spiel, Liv Morgan came out. I'm going to say this. I love Liv Morgan. I hate the fact of what they're doing with her. I think she's really, really talented. Do I think she can carry the title yet? Probably not, but they need to get her in more matches and on TV more, and I think that she can do it. Liv Morgan is real technical. She's gotten really good in the ring over the past, couple of years. More sound, more fluid, not a statue like our friend Bobby Lashley. But that whole, and, it ensued, there was a debacle. And they turned it, into a four-way elimination match, which was actually okay, pretty decent for considering who was in that. Look, I like Zelina Vega too as a manager, not as a wrestler. And Carmella's just to me. She's great to look at. She's beautiful, but not much of a wrestler for me. So whole match was decent. Bianca ended up winning. She's probably going to get her rematch and go on to challenge Becky, and we'll see what happens there. Still not sure where Sasha fits into this yet, but we'll see. And it closed. The closing. I don't know what to say here, guys. I just don't. Roman Reigns is great, and the character he's in as the tribal chief. Love the Usos. Love the faction of the Bloodline. I don't know how many of you were expecting Brock Lesnar to come out tonight at the end to interrupt this, but he didn't. It was Finn Balor that came out. And Finn Balor made a challenge to Roman Reigns for next Friday on SmackDown. Now, love Finn Balor. Think he's great. He's a little guy. First Universal Champion ever. Do I think he can beat Roman Reigns? No. Not many people can beat him right now. Squabble happened. Street Profits came out as well. And Balor hits the coup de grace. I just don't know, guys. I really wanted to see Lesnar come out. 100% wanted to see Lesnar come out. But we got Finn. So I don't know if that's a storyline now. I don't know where they're playing off of it. I also was tempted to say I'd see Adam Cole Bebe as I'm wearing his hat, as I always do. We still don't really know. I haven't really read anything. He might be going to AEW. If you guys listen to my live show, our live show, you would have seen a couple of things I said about Adam Cole possibly going to AEW. But neither here nor there. I'm going to give this show a C+ for the entire night. I thought the first match and the ending was the best of it. Tends to what's supposed to happen in pro wrestling, right? You open with something good, you end with something good. The ending wasn't bad. It was not bad. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't bad. Wasn't what I wanted or expected, or I don't think anybody expected Finn Balor to come out. So, yeah, that's kind of what happened. My kind of thoughts on SmackDown from Friday, August 27th. We're going to end it, man. I think these little 10 counts are great for everybody to just kind of watch. It's not long, kind of see what our opinions on each show. Steven will be doing a 10 count also on Rampage tonight. That will probably be released at sometime tomorrow. But until then, again, we appreciate you all. Please, please, please share this, subscribe, review, Apple, YouTube, Spotify. We don't care. We really want you to do it on YouTube, but wherever you guys get these podcasts, we 100% appreciate it. And I will see you guys on Monday for my 10 count of Raw. See you guys.